Hello friend, today we have to discuss the conventional and non-conventional sources of energy. Then first we have to discuss related to the conventional source of energy and non-conventional source of energy. First conventional source of energy. These sources of energy are present in limited quantity. For example, coal, petroleum, natural gases. But in case of non-conventional source of energy, these sources of energy are naturally available or they are not limited. For example, solar energy, wind energy, tidal energy, biogas from the biomass, etc. These are the examples of non-conventional source of energies. The conventional source of energies, they have been in use for long time, but non-conventional sources of energy, they are yet in developed phase or over the past few years we have used. The conventional source of energy, they are not replenished continuously, they are formed over a million years. And non-conventional source of energy, they are replenished continuously by natural process. The conventional source of energy are also called as non-renewable source of energy, and non-conventional source of energy is also called as a renewable source of energy. The conventional source of energy, they are exhausted completely due to the overconsumption expect from idle power. Or non-conventional source of energy, they cannot be exhausted completely. Then a conventional source of energy, they are commonly used for the industrial and commercial purpose, and non-conventional source of energy are they are commonly used for the household purposes. Then see the different conventional sources of methods or energies, that is thermal power plant, hydropower plant. These are the conventional methods, and non-conventional methods are wind power, fuel cells, photovoltaic cells. These are the non-conventional sources of energy or plants. Then what is the power scenario in India? We have to discuss related to that. That total installed capacity in India is 1,50,000 megawatt. From that, in hydropower plant, 50,000 megawatt will be the hydropower generation. Then related to the nuclear power plant, 10,000 megawatt will be generated energy. Then in case of thermal power plant, 80,000 megawatt the energy will be generated in the thermal power plant, and others will be the 10,000 megawatt energy will be generated. This is the total energy generation, power generation in India will be available. To discuss related to the conventional source of energy, that is one of the example, that is steam power plant or thermal power plant station. Whenever we have to select the site for the thermal power plant, the main factors which is to be considered will be the land requirement will be very important factor for the installation purpose, as well as future expansion of the plant is very important, so that sufficient land will be available. Then water supply, because this side will be nearer to the river, so the water should be easily available, as well as for the disposal or boiler feeder water, and cooling and circulating water for condenser should be easily available. So the water supply will be very important factor for the site selection of the steam power plants. Then fuel supply will be very important. Fuel will be very easily available for the combustion purpose, as well as ash disposal will be very important. Whatever may be the ash removed from the plant, we have to easily dispose. Or transportation facility will be very easily available for the transportation of coal, as well as for as well as equipments of the steam power plants. So the transportation facility will be very important factor, as well as environmental requirement, means there will be no much more pollution because of the into the environment. So the steam power plant should be very easily designed or installed, so that less pollution will be creates in the atmosphere. Discuss what are the different components of the steam power station. The main important is coal storage and coal handling plant is very important. Water maybe the coal will be into the site, it will be stored properly and they crushed into small parts, so it will be increase the combustion. And the second one is the ash handling plant is also very important. Water maybe the after the combustion of the coal, the ash produced in the boiler, it should be removed very carefully and it will be stored properly with the ash handling plant. The next one is very important part or component is boiler. This is the equipment used for producing the steam. It is called as a boiler, and the steam generated is used for heating purpose, power generation, as well as utilization in the industries like as a sugar mill and chemical industries. Water may be the heat produced in the boiler, it should be heats the water and it will be produced as the steam, and the steam from the boiler it will be fed to the steam turbine. Then one of the very important component is a boiler feed pump. The function is of the pump is to feed the water to the steam to be steamed in the boiler of thermal power plant, and condensate water to be coming out from the condenser and make up water coming from the water treatment plant and together forming total feed of water to the boiler. It is very important. The next one is the economizer. It is used for heat exchanger. The remaining heat energy of the flue gases is passed through the economizer so as to increase the efficiency of the plant. Then next component is a superheater. Superheater is a saturate will be very important. It will be first generated in the boiler and which contains the some amount of droplets in the steam, so as to make the saturate steam from the superheated steam. uh, for that purpose we have to use the superheater and it will be increase the quality of the steam. Next component is very important, that is air preheater. The remaining heat energy of the flue gases after passing through the economizer is utilized for air preheating. The air required for complete combustion of the coal is first passed through the air preheater so as to increase the efficiency of the boiler. Then draught fan system to overcome the resistance offered by the pipeline, air duct, flue beds, dampers, chimney etc. For the flow of air, flue gases draught system is required in the steam power plant. Normally FD, that is forced draught fan or induced draught fan, and chimney facility will be provided for the steam power station. Then second part of the steam power station is turbo alternator. This is very important. In that steam turbine we have to consider there are two types of steam turbines are used for the generation of electricity, that is impulse turbine and reaction turbine. In the impulse turbine, the heat energy of the steam is first converted into kinetic energy by first passing through fixed nozzle. The steam coming out of fixed nozzle at high velocity impinging on the blades of the rotor, and in the reaction turbine the steam expands the partially while passing through the fixed nozzle and partially over the moving blades, and because of that turbine will be rotates and it converts the mechanical energy into the electrical energy. Then next one is the condenser. It will be very important. The exhaust gases from the turbine are passed through the condenser for two purposes: to condensate steam to water and to recirculation as a feed water, and to remove the incondensable gases through the water circuit. And the next one is the cooling tower is also very important part. uh, Ordinary water pumped from the river, canal or pond is used to cool the exhaust steam from the turbine in the condenser. This process requires the large amount of water so as to reuse that water, and cooling tower are used to cool the heated water coming out from the condenser also. Then the next one is the generator. This is the main unit of the power plant. In this unit, generation of electricity will be done, and it is mechanically coupled with the turbine so as to turbine rotates, it's also rotate. The speed of the generator is given by N, that is 120 F divided by P in RPM, that is revolution per minute. And here N is the speed of the generator, and F we have to call it as a frequency of the system, and P is the number of poles of the system. The next part is a governor. In this, the speed of the governor should be kept at a constant rate or plus or minus something tolerance. So as to keep the speed constant, the flow of the steam in the turbine so as to be controlled. So to overcome this problem, governor or electrical speed controllers are provided to control the speed of the turbine. Then alternator cooling system is also very important to cool the total system, automate the heat generated in the system and control the temperature of the system. Then whatever the electricity generated, it will be transmitted through the transmission line, and it will be distributed with the help of distribution system, with the help of step up transformer and switch gears. The switch gears, that is circuit breakers, relays are used for the protection of the transmission line as well as total whole system. This is the construction and generation of electricity from the steam power station. Then we have to discuss related to the merits and demerits of the system. Merits are coal is easily available, then less initial cost is required for that system. It requires the less space. As a combination of all above points, the cost of generating unit of electrical energy is also less. Then what is the demerit of the system is atmospheric pollution will be considerable. Coal may have to be transported from over long distances, so transportation cost will be very high, and it is a non-conventional source of energy. It will be a maybe after few year there will be a lack of coal will be presence, so it will be a disadvantage of the coal-fired thermal station. To discuss the next conventional source of electrical energy, that is hydropower station. Depending upon the heads of the water, it will be hydropower station or hydroelectric stations are categorized into three types. That is, first one is the low head plant, that is up to 60 meter. Then medium head plant, that is 60 to 300 meter. Then third one is the high head plant above 300 meter. These plants are classified according to the head of water. The hydropower plants are installed outside the cities and near the hill area. So it will be a land cost will be a very low, but if you have to install this hydropower plant in hilly area, then construction costs for reservoir it will be reducing. There will be a different components of the hydropower plant is present. We have to discuss what is the parts and what is the working of each parts present in the hydropower plant. First one is the dam and reservoir. The dam is constructed on large river in hill area to ensure sufficient water storage at height. The dam forms a large reservoir behind it. The height of water level in the reservoir determines how much of potential energy is stored in it. Reservoir is nothing but we have to store the water behind the dam. According to the generation, we have to store the required water behind the dam. The next one is the pressure tunnel. Surge tank is also present. Then first one is the we have to discuss related to the control gate. Water from the reservoir is allowed to flow through the penstock. Penstock is nothing but the pipe. Then control gate, it will be controls the water flow from the reservoir to the turbine. The amount of water which is to be released in the penstock can be controlled by control gate. When the control gate is fully opened, the maximum amount of water from the reservoir through the penstock, it will be go towards the turbine of the system. Then what is the penstock? Penstock is nothing but the hug steel pipe which carries water from the reservoir to the turbine. The potential energy of the water is converted into the kinetic energy when as it flow down through the penstock due to the gravity. The next part is water turbine. Water from the penstock is taken into the water turbine and the turbine is coupled with the electric generator. The kinetic energy of the water drives the turbine, and when the turbine will be starts rotating, the generator will be driven. There are main two types of water turbines are used for the hydropower plants, that is impulse turbine and reaction turbine. Impulse turbines are used for the large head plant and reaction turbines are used for low and medium heads. And the next part is a generator. A generator is mounted in the powerhouse and it is mechanically coupled to the turbine shaft, and when the turbine blades are rotated, it drives the generator and electricity is generated, which is then stepped up with the help of transformer for the transmission purpose. Then valve house is also very important component which controls the flow of water into the turbine. Then one component is remaining, that is surge tank, as shown in figure. Surge tanks are usually provided in low and medium head power plant, which is considerably long penstock is required. Surge tank is a small reservoir or tank which is open at the top and it is fitted between the reservoir and the powerhouse. The water level in the surge tank rises or fall to reduce the pressure swing in the penstock. When there is sudden reduction in load on the turbine, the governor closes the gate of the turbine to reduce the water flow. This causes the pressure to increase abnormally on the penstock or in the penstock. This is prevented by using a surge tank in which the water level rises to reduce the pressure in the penstock. On the other hand, the surge tank provides the excess water needed when the gates are suddenly opened to meet the increased load demand. This is the function of the surge tank. This is the different parts of the hydropower plant and the working of the each component. Then what are the types of hydropower plant? There will be three types of hydropower plants are present. That is conventional plants are present. Conventional plants are uses potential energy from the dammed water. Then what is the second pumped storage plant? In the pumped storage plant, a second reservoir is constructed near the water outflow from the turbine. When the demand of the electricity is low, the water from the lower reservoir is pumped into the upper reservoir. This is to ensure the sufficient amount of water available in the main reservoir to fulfill the peak load. And third one is the run of a river plant. In this type of plant, no dam is constructed. Reservoir is also absent. A portion of reservoir is diverted through the penstock or canal to the turbine. Thus, only the water flowing from the river is available for the generation, and due to the absence of a reservoir, any oversupply of water is passed unused. This is the three types of hydropower plants are also available. Then what are the advantages of hydropower plant? The water is easily available, that is cheap source of energy is present. It is a renewable source of energy, and there will be no pollution, means it will be economical. As well as hydropower plants are flexible, as well as economical advantages will be here because source of energy will be cheap in cost or easily available. Then increasing awareness of the area, then pick up water shortage slacks will be there. Then what are the disadvantages? Hydropower plant can impact the water quality as well as flow. Hydropower plant can also impacted by drought out. When the water is not available, then hydropower plant cannot be produces the electricity. Then there will be a new impact, that is local environment, and there will be complete with the land will be used, large amount land. What are the uses of hydropower plant? Electricity generation purpose, it will be used agricultural activities, it will be depends upon that. What are the electricity generated from the hydropower plant? It is used in the industries, used to bridge the energy gap, as well as power clock, that is what are the peak and low demand. According to that, we have to manage the hydropower plant accordingly. These are the different types of conventional power plant we have to study, that is steam power plant and hydropower plant, its working and what is the how energy will be generated from that. Thank you friends.